And I would like to ask to another speaker. You spoke about ESG, and we have been talking about that. And we have Igor Bubeník from Corwin company, and he. Igor is head of ESG department at Corwin, and you have your very clear vision how to create and how to bring innovation to architecture. So the floor is yours. Hello, everybody. I am from development company Corwin. Maybe you have already seen our logos. What we focus on are the green buildings and green constructions and responsible development. So I would like to tell you how we do our work and what innovations we brought to Slovakia that can be replicated. So who we are. We were established in 2010 in Bratislava as a development group. And the idea behind was that you can do the development better. It shouldn't be something that you just open an Excel sheet, you check the profit and the cost, you just want to increase one thing and decrease the other. But we want to see what we can bring to the city, how we can contribute to the better life in the city. And I think we've been doing a good job. Since 2017 we've been in Slovenia and lately also in the Czech Republic. I'm glad that there were these charts here which were quite chaotic, and I have my own. So when we speak about the responsible development, we had to ask a question: what topics are included? And we have arrived at a list of hundreds of topics that we may deal with and we may positively affect. And we put them into 5 categories. And we have hidden the other topics there. So these are our topics, what we address with every new project, and how we can move these topics forward with every project. And we also call some international architects to help us. Our architects are really the professionals in urbanism, architecture, also the energy efficiency, especially from Scandinavia and Germany, when they are very progressed in this. Usually they come up with some great ideas. They say that yes, we've been doing this in Germany for 50 years, and then they check our legislation and they are shocked. But however, we have our team that they try to apply those innovations to our conditions. So, as it was, the last presentation was about wooden construction, and that was also our effort to bring those to Slovakia. However, we had some disputes with the firefighters because they said, like, you are very fast. The last adjustment of the standards was 7 years ago, and we increased it by 1 floor. So if we wanted this construction like it was in Vienna, we would need like 140 years for that. And in our team buildings, we very often clean the river banks, we collect waste. We also had the architecture tender for the ecological toilets in the High Tatra, so we are trying to improve the conditions in our projects and in the environment. If you walk this way between Radlinského and Mýtna, this is from 10 years ago. It was one of the oldest ones in Slovakia, but it was completely, there were only homeless people there, and it was the place which everybody was avoiding. And when students were passing by, they didn't want to even get close to this thing. This is the state from 2019. On the other picture, when we finished our project, and this shows how great contributions that good development can bring to the city when they focus on the correct place at correct projects. This is from Slovenia. Brownfield, this wasn't a nice place, and now it's a place for communities to meet, and this can be the heart of life in the city. This is Good House in Nové Mesto here in Bratislava, which is our latest Slovak project, which we will speak about. That used to be the factory. I mean, it looks like some greenery, but it was just a concrete. And when we came there, the first thing we did, we transported 26 tons of waste from there. So today, this is what it looks like. So our completed projects, we have 9 of those, 1 in Slovenia and 8 in Slovakia. We started as a small company, and we wanted to be more and more ambitious and bring new solutions. So those are individual projects, and now we are creating the entire neighborhoods. So this is another second project. It's the Gardens of Devin. It's like on the suburb of the city. 21 villas. We focused on the highest possible quality, energy efficiency, and just to make it a pleasant place. And at the end, we asked how we can make it Corwin. And somebody said green roofs. That was the proposal. And it was in 2013, and the development was in different condition than it is now. And all our colleagues said that it's stupid, that you would need 60,000 for this project, that it would be like wasted money, nobody will see it, and it will be like problematic. I mean, there were a lot of questions, but we still decided to make an investment, but we want to show that this is a Corwin project and it's specific for us. And it paid off because those roofs still look beautiful. The neighbors like it, and it's one of our most successful projects, and this is where our obsession with green roofs was born. This is Blumenthal, which is here nearby, and we have 4,700 square meters of the green roofs here. We decided to cover each and every centimeter, and until now we have created something like 16,800 square meters of green roofs, and for those we have also won a lot of awards. This is also a green roof. It's a roof of the garage, and when we were constructing this, all kinds of engineers and self-proclaimed experts said like nothing will ever grow there. There will be just like some accidental greenery, but no trees or something like that. This is from 1 week ago. So it seems that something is indeed growing there, and the tallest of the trees have like 8 meters. So we believed, we had experience from abroad that this would work, and we just did it, even though everybody was telling us that it would not work out. However, you see that it makes a huge difference. And now when you walk from the city inside of this place, you see the huge difference. The green roofs were used for a lot of purposes. At M Park there are yoga classes. We have also bees there. We also collect honey, and we play with those and try to make it beneficial for people. And this brings me to Good House project, which is my case study for today, how to apply a good green-blue infrastructure in Slovakia and how it may affect our city. So this is a very nice project. You can see that the roofs are on different floors, like on 19th, 17th and 18th, and also on the smaller structures around that. When we bought this project, there was a residence permit. This is what it looks like, but we didn't like it because it wasn't attractive enough and it wasn't beneficial enough. And nobody trusted in this location. It was an industrial zone, and the factories are all around. Mladá Gárda is there. So it wasn't a pleasant place to live. It was out of center, but we decided to make the project as good as possible, and we will try to contribute as much as we can. So this was the concept of these public spaces. The parking we could hide underground, we did. We brought new gardens, new greenery, new playgrounds for all generations. We even found there the bunker from the First World War. So we decided to renovate it again. Those are the green roofs from above. So you see that it's covered everywhere possible with green roofs, and we have those on those elevated towers. We have 10 centimeters of substrate, and then on the lower surfaces, those are like trees. We have like almost 3,000 square meters and 8,800 square meter green surface. So there are again some. We also breed bees there, and yeah, what you can see that the architecture is not like just for a single purpose. It is made in such a way that it brings shadow to the facade, so the energy efficiency is higher. So, and when the sun is lower, more light is coming inside, and you don't have to use the light. This is the bunker I was talking about. We put another green roof there, so every structure is covered, and we tried what works where, what composition of substrate, what plants, and the biodiversity is great. And shockingly enough, those green spaces or premises are used by people, kids are running around. We had yoga classes there. I mean, this is like when it's not. I wasn't shooting this from some bushes. It was done by a professional photographer, and the ladies were aware of the pictures. So, and this becomes the center of the location, and we also consider the biodiversity. You can see we have these wild beds there. We have tens of species of flowers, and they alter throughout the year. There is always the diversity of colors. The pollinators can come there, hide, get some nutrition. So it's not just English grass, because you need those sometimes for playgrounds, but we also have some natural diversity here. And also, Adrian Purkat was talking yesterday about his research of biodiversity, and we also have this at Woodhouse. We have found this protected species of beetle, which normally lives somewhere in the mountains, and somehow it got here to Bratislava, to this building, and we see, according to this, that the biodiversity is rich. So we thought, or they were telling us, that nothing lives in such a height, but however it shows that the green roofs are making huge difference, and a lot of insects are living there. So this is within our team buildings. We build these hotels for insects to support the biodiversity of insects. So we also don't want to speak only about the green roofs in marketing terms, which is done by many developers, but we wanted to test their effect. So we were flying there with thermal camera, with drone, and we were measuring the temperature. This is the intense roof. It's like a normal roof of a shopping mall, and this is our roof. And the difference under the difference was almost 40 degrees, which is a huge difference, which is then reflected in the entire city, because not only during the day this temperature overheats the environment, but especially during the night they accumulate the heat and then they radiate the heat. So therefore, for the entire day and night you have 2 degrees higher temperature. So it's maybe not even about climate change, but we even make it worse with putting concrete everywhere, and then the temperatures are worse than they would need to be otherwise. So another solution are these rain gardens. We have one bigger garden here, and then other retention places that collect the entire rainwater for this project, and it's all dimensioned in such a way that not even 1 liter of water goes to sewage system. So, and it should equal to 8,500,000 liters of water per year. I mean, you cannot really imagine that, but you would imagine it better if you saw those intense rains. We also made those drains. You can see those orange ones, and they collect the water from green roof. So when you have like torrential rain or intense rain, this green roof retains the water, and the water flows through these drains to the garden. Not all water goes at once, but it is a gradual process with some time lapse. So they absorb the water, and within like 3 or 4 hours after rain, these gardens should be dry. So you don't have to be worried about mosquitoes or anything else. So this is the planning of the entire structure. On the premises there was like 2% steep. You just don't realize it when you walk or drive, but it helps to direct the water into those drains. So it flows quickly into the greenery, it is absorbed, and in the summer it evaporates and then it cools down again. So we are already used to these pictures from Bratislava. This is from September, where there were these heavy rains. We can see huge floods, wet shoes and flooded cars, but it doesn't have to be like this. Even though the rain is due to some climate change, but periodically there have always been these rains, but we didn't have so much fixed surfaces because the nature was able to absorb it. This is the Danube, and this is what it was like at our rain garden. So this is normal state, and this is after the rain in the greatest or most intense rains. So it's not even flooded. So the capacity is much higher than what we experienced in September. So if we had this at every construction or public space that we have in Bratislava, we wouldn't have such floods. You can see this in Germany, in Hamburg, where they have much more rain. They have these rain gardens or this greenery. You can see it everywhere. So when you search for it, you will see it at every street, and here it's completely a new thing. I promise to speak also about some business benefits of this measures. I mean, if you do this in Slovakia, you will get attention. You will have some marketing for free. I mean, you will, and if you are really good, from time to time you will have there some local influencer and they will shoot a video there.
I see that my time is running up. So what's next? This is just one example of one project, but what should we focus on? Some of you might already recognize this picture, some of you not. It's a brownfield of Palma. It's just a couple of meters away from Good House. This is how it looked like in 2019 when we bought it. In 2020, you see that there are plenty of reinforced structures. So the water is held there and goes into the sewage system. So it's just lost space in the city. It doesn't help anyone. These surfaces are overheating during summer and they are full of water when the rain comes. And we have plenty of these brownfields, and they could just cover all the city part of, or the city part of Lamač in Bratislava. And this is how the buildings inside look like. It's not really a nice picture. It was just place for pigeons. This is really a place that needs to be changed. At the moment, we are waiting for the changes in territorial zoning of the city, so that we can bring about some adaptation changes. And in the meantime, we are just opening the area. We are showing the people what can be done there. We are showing them that this space can be more than just the old factory. Our plan something, or our vision is like that. So, permeable surfaces, rain gardens all over the space, and also the space that lives. And if you compare, this is how Palma looked like when we bought it, and this is how we want it to look like as soon as possible. And you can see the difference. Many developers currently build on the, arable fields and spaces. It's not a good idea because we are just enlarging these impermeable surfaces, but we should instead build on brownfields. We should bring about something that is as close to the nature as possible. And this is our vision for the future. Please keep your fingers crossed for us. Thank you. So difficult to find words, but I will start with, okay, praise yourself if nobody else praises you. You did it good. You did it well. Yeah, well, we are praised by a couple of people. And the same yesterday, we had one presentation that was successful from a marketing perspective. I need to say that you have summarized fantastically that is related to this 2-day conference. And I will just remind to all of you who don't know that the convention is about climate changes, adaptation plans, green infrastructure, blue infrastructure, blue-green synergy, city planning, building, energetic efficiency or energy efficiency, waste. You put it all there. You have just offered us a complete insight how it could look like and how we could connect. Heads off, we can all just go home now. And except your hairstyle is beautiful too, and you're a golden partner of iCARI and all this group of people that are incredibly active and they do the things that they do. So also thank you for that as well. Hats off again. And if I was a young architect or a student, some agricultural university, I would definitely start to look for a place at your company. So maybe some direction for some students watching us. So another thing, yesterday the jury member Katka said that, okay, there are money, so you can do it. Does it apply to you? Yeah, there is money. Yeah, some money there is, but we don't have a motivation in Slovakia, plus the legislators. They do not really care. In Denmark, for example, it's mandatory to build the green roof on everything that can reach the temperature of 45 degrees. And, there are other similar regulations, but in Slovakia we have nothing coming from it. We just do it because we believe in the benefit for the city. And I just mentioned that you do it on every building automatically, and this is another huge benefit. And that's what we need to do. We need to push up to our legislators from the bottom, and we need to ground them. We need to grind them. And also, when it comes to Corwin, what was the etymology of the word? It's according to Maciej Corwin, who was a king, and in and in English it's an interplay between the core and win. So Maciej Corwin, he was a king not just in Slovakia but of Croatia. So again, our host is giving some history peek, and he built some castle around Banská Bystrica. Yeah, it's Slovenská Ľupča. So you can just go there and kiss by the tree of Maciej Corwin. So thank you again very much. That was Igor Bubeník.